It's finally that time. We're going to be testing the cheapest of the cheap planes. Are any of them actually worth it? Are any of them a decent find? We're going to have to find that out here. If you've been a fan of the channel for any amount of time, you know this is a test that I've wanted to do. I do a lot of tests, and I love to experiment and try new things and put up data on sheets and actually put some numbers on it. And actually getting a whole bunch of the cheap entry-level planes. We want to talk about planes that shipped to you are under $100, so usually around 80 bucks for the plane plus shipping. We want to test those and under. Are any of them actually worth it? The problem is, to do this test, it would be ludicrously expensive. Now, what I want to do is get all of these planes brand new in the box, untouched, and see what does it take to get these up and running. Can you even get them up and running? Can you get them to take really nice, clean, fine shavings? And how much work does it actually take? So for the last couple of years, I've been playing with this and trying to figure out, how do we fund this? How do we actually make this happen? How do we buy all these planes? And I had a few people asking me, if I buy one, can you actually tune it up, get it working, and then ship it back to me? I thought, that might be a good option for this. So what I want to do is work with you guys to help make this whole thing happen. I want to take all of these planes and put scientific numbers to all of them and then rank them. So if you're looking for one that has this particular characteristic or that particular characteristic, you can try and find one that fits in your budget and your wants. I want to test, number one, price. Number two, flatness. How flat is the sole? How good of fit is there between the chip breaker and the iron? Are the sidewalls square to the sole? How much time does it actually take to get a plane out of the box and taking a 1,000th shaving? How good are the stock irons that come with it? Or are you going to want to buy a better iron? If I get it tuned up well, will it actually hold those settings for a decent amount of time? What kind of mouth opening does it have fresh from the factory, and can I adjust it forward to close it up a little bit? Is it a really light plane, or is it heavy enough to hold down a ship? How thick is the casting on it, or is it just folded sheet metal? And a bunch of others. So if you have something particular you want me to test, and actually it needs to be something that I can measure and put a number to, then let me know those. So the idea for all of this is, if you want one of these, I'm going to ask people to go out and buy one and ship it to me. Or if you buy it on Amazon, ship it directly to me. I'm going to do all the testing. I'm going to get the plane set up and taking whisper thin, perfect shavings. And then I'm going to ship it back to the person who purchased it. And they'll get a plane that is fully functional, but at a cheaper price. To do this, I've set up a form. So if you're interested in this, go in the description down below and click the link on the form. In that form, I have a list of all the planes that I currently am wanting to test. If you see something that's not in there that you would like to test, then you can put it down in the other category down below it. And then tell me, which ones would you be willing to buy and ship? If you end up selecting multiple of them, then I'm going to find one of those that fits in the category, and hopefully I'll have enough people with enough planes that I can get one of each of them. Filling out the form does not lock you into buying one, and nor does it guarantee that I'll pick you to actually buy it. But I want to see which ones would you be willing to do. And if there's only one, then only click the one. And if you want any of them, then click any of them. And we'll figure out which ones we can actually get for this. Then the next problem is, I'm going to have 20-some planes in my shop that I have to ship back. And that is going to get prohibitively expensive for me at this moment. And so, yeah, in order for me to stay on the good side of my wife, I'm going to ask if you can help out with that. That would be absolutely amazing. I'll leave a link to my support page on my website. And so if we can get a couple $100 for that to help out, that would be absolutely amazing. And we can make this happen. My goal is to have a spreadsheet with all of these characteristics and every one of them ranked. And so you can actually go through and you can pick which characteristics are important to you and find out which planes rank the best in that. So that you can go and get an affordable plane that isn't going to take a whole lot of work and fits your particular characteristics, and have something that theoretically could last you for a lifetime or two. Now, I am only looking for new in the box, never used, so that I can actually compare them apples to apples. So if you recently went out and bought a new, cheaper plane, I'm sorry, I don't want to test that one, because I want it to have all the original settings so that I know exactly how long it will set up in comparison to the others. The next question I'm going to get is, what should I use as a control? And some people will say, well, you should get an old Stanley to compare it to. Well, the problem is the Stanley isn't new in the box, and so how long is it going to take to set up depends on how much was it beaten up over the years. I could go buy a brand new Lee Nielsen and use that, but yeah, funds as the way they are on that. Honestly, this test doesn't directly need a control, because you are comparing each one to all of the others, as opposed to each one to a standard. And the standard would be perfection. Perfection is I pull it out of the box and it works perfectly without doing anything on it. but no plane for under $100 is going to do that. So we'll have to see. So down below, I'm going to leave a link to the form you can fill out, as well as I'll have a link to the beginning of the spreadsheet. It just has the general ideas in this. And if you have something particular you think I should add to this, something I should test, or some plane that should be on there, then let me know. Particularly when you fill out the form, there's the other slot down there so you can add on to that. Even if you are outside the US and want to have a plane from your country, I'd be great to do that. Just make sure it falls into that category of under $100 American shipped to you. And if so, then we can include that in the test as well. I personally love doing this crowdsourced testing, and it's going to be a lot of work for me. How much time is it going to take to set up all of these in order to be able to take 1,000th shaving? This test is going to take a long time to actually come together. So yeah, the more you guys can help out, the better the chance this is actually going to work out. So thank you for that. And if you'd like to help out, then you know what to do. All of those things down there, throw me your comments down below, let me know. And thank you, that does help out the channel. Anytime you like, comment, share, subscribe, well, you know what happens. As well as all of these fantastic people over here. They are the real reason I can do this, because there are going to be lots of expenses in this one that I would not be able to undertake without you guys actually supporting this channel. I get to do tests like this because you guys get behind it. And if you'd like to find out more about that and help through all of the regular things, think about becoming a patron. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. We are completely sponsored by you. And I get to say what I want to say about the planes rather than some company saying, hey, why don't you test our plane? We'll pay you for it. I don't want to do that, because I want to say, you know, I like it or I don't like it because of my own personal experiences rather than what someone put in my pocket. So thank you for that. I think that'll about do it for now. And until next time, have a wonderful day. A cheap plane test sounds like a great idea, as long as the plane doesn't have wings. That's not a test I want to carry out.